Yeah, Naveen, what's your question?
So primarily, I wanted to know about Panch Upadan and Upadan Khanda. I think these are two different things, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, they are different. Okay, so what exactly you have a problem, or what exactly is your question?
So my question is, how Upadan Khanda is different from Upadan?
Simple. It is upadana is there. That's all. That's the only difference between pancha khanda and panch upadana khanda. Other than that, there is
And how
nothing.
and how does this transformation takes place from Panch Khanda to Upadan?
By reflecting upon the five dhatus, what we have just now covered.
Okay, okay.
See how many different ways of realization of what it is. There are many ways. Okay, one way is, let's say, I'm watching this face on the camera. So the job would be to consistently watch it and watch it and watch it all the time. Okay. Now, when I watch it, if I get a feeling of I and I get a feeling of mine, myself, or any one of these combinations, that is, seeing this image, I get a sense of belongingness. I belong. This is my body, or this is me inside this body. I am part of this body, or the body is part of mine, something like that, in various combinations. If I am getting this kind of feeling, vedana, either making me feel sukha or dukkha. So I'll say I am getting some gray hairs. It was all pitch dark a few years ago, and now slowly I'm getting some graying of hairs. And even these hairs until 51, let's say it was black, and now it is slowly turning into a gray hair. So I feel it's my hair. I feel this is my skin. So let's say, in fact, Anusha can share her story when I met her in Sri Lanka on a video call. Anusha, can you share? So then we can look at this five khandas and five upadana khanda.
Sorry, Vilasji, what is it? Share.
Can you share your experience of the first time we both met on a video call? And
Uh,
when you said about your age, and then I said about my age, and how you felt.
okay. You mean the energy that I felt, is it?
No, no, not energy. After looking at the face, you said that I don't seem like more than 50.
Ah, yes. That's correct. Yes. You didn't look. I thought you were maybe in your 40s.
Yes. So now, when you said that, Anusha, if I feel very glad, feel, perceive, and do the sankharas which bring in gladness in me in the sense that the consciousness then makes the glad feeling happen, and that is upadana. Naveen, able to understand?
Oh, right.
Because the gladness is dependent on what Anusha is saying.
Yeah, got it.
So it is not unconditioned. It is actually conditioned. That I'm having a condition set. If Anusha were to say this, if this person were to say that, if this happens and that happens, so there is relief from that anxiety. So I had at Lasanta home when I was sitting, and I asked her that why don't we have a video call? We are meeting for the first time. And then she said, okay, let us have a video call. And the way she said made me feel very glad. Now I want to relive that experience, right? So every time I'm going to meet Anusha, I'm going to ask her, how do you think I look? And my expectation is every time Anusha is going to tell that, Vilas, you are one person who don't age. I don't know what is the secret. So it gives me that pleasure, that asad or aswad. And I don't know the adinav, the danger of doing it because I feel I am young. That is the problem. That is the upadan. Whereas if we take the Pathavi or forget Pathavi, let's take the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyana. These are the khandas. They like a huge trunk of pile, a pile of what we can say experiences along with these objects, whatever has happened. They are not to be grasped. You got the point? And when I don't grasp to it, meaning when I, so called I, let go of that grasping, and then the upadana is not going to be there. So it doesn't become a grasping aggregate, it is just an aggregate. Five aggregates. That's it. Nothing more than that.
Okay.
So we have to practically work it out, Naveen. See, this is you and I or anyone can forget about it. So when dealing with the world outside in the sense that after I get out from this room, I should keep on practicing. So that's a sati I need to bring in. If I don't have that sati, meaning out of five indriyas, I might have, yeah, you can be on video. It is nice to see you other than the blank. So if I don't have the sati, and let us say I have only building my life on shraddha or faith, it is like the driver is drunk. So the reason why I shouldn't be intoxicated is because the sati goes away. The moment I drink any intoxicated drinks or get intoxicated by pleasure, then the sati is gone. It becomes michha sati. It's not that sati doesn't exist, it exists, but as a distorted or a improper remembrance or improper mindfulness we were to use. So, two things we need to know from the Buddha Dhamma. One is manasikara. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. That we need to remember. Anything that has to become possible, whether nibbana or that is samosarana, nissarana, both are possible in manasikara only, nowhere else. So the grasping is in the manasikara, the letting go is also in the manasikara. It's not that something else is going to happen there. So if I am having a yoniso manasikara, that is when I look at this video, this camera which is stuck to me. Now, if I am not getting attracted by it or repelled by it, or in any way I am treating it as mine, or this belongs to me, or this is myself, that is, eso mama, eso aham asmi, eso me atta. If I am not feeling, that is the feeling I'm getting by seeing the eyes and the ears and the nose and the tongue and the skin like that. I see, so nice I look. That feeling it comes. It means I have already grasped. There's a grasping. That's taking. So if now my life is dependent upon the appreciation I'm going to get from the world outside and depreciation what I'm going to get on the world outside. So these two are going to be there. I don't want anybody to depreciate me. I don't want anybody to blame me. Whereas I want everyone to appreciate me. I don't think so. You'll find any person in this world who would like to be depreciated, value ridden, meaning removing the value. We are all valuable people. Everyone, including a child, if you were to ask, are you valuable? It says, yes, I'm very valuable to my parents. I'm really valuable myself. So when I get that, this is me, indeed, that's the Sakhaya Dikti. Okay, that shows I'm yet to reach Sotapanna, but I am on the Sotapatti Mag. That means I'm on the path to break this puzzle or illusion that this indeed is me. If I have moved out of Sotapanna, that means that grasping is not there. No matter how much people try to convince me that Vilas, you're this, you're that, it doesn't go inside. So I know that I have a Samuchi Satcha. That is, people are going to depreciate, appreciate, do labha, satkara, all that. The 8 things which are there. But I am not associated with that. My happiness is not dependent on what they say or what they would not say. Because when I have an upadana, and then I need a reciprocal reaction from there. Otherwise, how can you grasp? Just grasp and keep it. You can't. You need an affirmation. So we all of us want an affirmation that whether we are going good, we are not going good, what portion is not doing good and what portion is doing good. So Vilas, you are such a nice speaker, you are very clear, you teach Buddha Dhamma in such a nice way, we have never heard anybody saying like this, etc., etc. He is going to do two things. The mana will get established slowly, very slowly. Yes, it's going to get established. Why? Because so aham asmi, that is the mana. Aham asmi, ahankara, mamakara is going to be there. So that will go at arhat, but it keeps on cutting off, meaning chipping away. Like a sculptor is chipping the stone. In the same way, this is going to happen. So how do you make it? What's the process? What's the method through which you can do this sculpting? In the Buddha Dhamma, what he did, what Buddha did, instead of going by theory, he looked by yatha bhuta. Come to things as they are. What is as they are? Patavi is Patavi. It's not your Patavi. Apo is Apo. It's not your Apo or my Apo. Tejo is Tejo. It's not my Tejo. Akasa is Akasa. Vayu is Vayu. Consciousness, Vijnana is Vijnana. It's not my Vijnana or your Vijnana. Consciousness doesn't say, listen, my dear friend, I will wait for you. No, it just goes away. If right condition is not provided, from that body, the consciousness departs. Nothing anybody can do. Even that person who thinks I exist doesn't exist if the consciousness were not to be there. Right. Now, the aspect here is to understand this. So, in the case of Rahula, he was not able to understand. He was not able to understand the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. So, what Buddha did in that case, is to make sure that he understands what is Patavi. Can you make this hair grow the way you want? Like, can you make your face be like this the way you want? Can you have your hands and legs and all that parts the same way you want? Then, have you grown any one of this? Isn't it the most asubha thing that you have not grown anyone and you don't have any authority also to tell it, hey, listen here, turn from gray, please, right now into black. No, it doesn't listen to me. Then I tell the scalp, hey, scalp, where's the hair? Where did you put this hair? Hair, please grow. Okay, this hair's here. I'm I'm warning you. Next time you fall, I will kick you. So you come. No. In fact, when we walk on the on in our home, if we were take a vacuum cleaner and take out, you will find this much of hairs. Whether it's from head or from body, it doesn't matter, but there is hairs. So he wanted to show that what you are seeing is a manifestation of Patavi. It's not a hair. You are naming it as a hair, fine, but it is Patavi. You are naming it as a skin, tacho, but it is Patavi. You are naming it as teeth, my brilliant teeth, my white teeth, etc., etc. But it is stone. It's made out of stone. It's not your stone or my stone. It is just a stone. And the skin, the flesh, what is there is clay, absolute clay. And forget all of that. The plant which is sucking the nutrients from the ground is from the ground. It even a plant cannot say this is mine. Forget about I calling it as mine, because it is sucking the nutrients from the ground. So if I were to eat a chicken, that chicken or that fowl or that goat or that sheep or whatever I am eating as a non vegetarian, let's say, that is eating what? Plants. Now the fun starts. What is mamsa? It's from two words called as ma-amsa. Amsa is essence. Ma-amsa is essenceless. So mamsa means that which has rotten of its essence. So when I eat non-veg, I am basically eating which is totally corrupted, or totally it is in a state of decay, decayed one. In the fruit also is mamsa, flesh. In animal also there is flesh. So when you keep the fruit for a long time, what happens? It gets corrupted, it gets decayed, it gets rotten. Keep the mamsa of an animal for a long time, it gets rotten. So now you have to store it in an cooler at minus degree centigrade so that the nutrients don't go away. Then there is bacteria in there. I have to heat up for the bacteria to die. Otherwise, they are already eating them. So that same thing is inside. And hence it is patikula manasikara pab. It's filthy. It is disgusting. Not about relishing. Disgusting. And that's the reason he did that Putta Mamsa Sutta. That when you eat like you don't have a choice. Not that you have a lot of choices to eat. Sorry, you don't have a choice. You are crossing the desert. You don't have a choice. Just like that parent who had to kill their only child to sustain, and thinking that once I cross this desert and I get into the village, then I can get a child. The same way, as an anagami, I'm going to get water forever. But for now, I shouldn't be in pamada, heedlessness, or careless. Instead, I should work out. Work out like what? Work out like you don't have a choice. That's what should be there as my sati. So when the sati is not there, only saddha being there, it's a drunken driver. He has the car, agreed, but he doesn't know where he's driving. In the same way, the senses take over and gives us the upadana khanda, which is a dukkha. Why? Samadhi has become michcha samadhi. Panya has become michcha panya. Then the virya is also michcha. Then saddha is only there. I believe in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, or I have faith in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. That alone will not help me. I require sati. So the 37 factor of awakening, the first thing is chattaro satipatthana. Bodhipakya Dhamma, the first one is satipatthana. Then sammapadhana. Then chattaro idipada. Then panchindriya. Then panchabala. Then sattabojjhanga. Then ariyo atthangika maggo. All taken together 37. And when you complete one cycle of 37, you become sotapanna. When you complete the second cycle, you become sakadagami. Then when you complete the third cycle, you become anagami. In the fourth cycle, you're an arhat. There's nothing anybody can do. That's a cycle. This is the Dhamma Chakka Pavattana Sutta. Actually, 4 into 3, 12 ways of getting into it in the Dhammachakka Pavattana Sutta. So basically, to answer to your question, Naveen, is difference between Upadana, Khanda, and just the Khanda is that I don't grasp it, hence relieved. Grasp it, then I'm in Samosarana instead of Nissarana. Interest is the same. That cannot be cut. For Dhamma and non-Dhamma, interest is the same. Chandamulaka avuso sabbe Dhamma. Manasikara sambhava sabbe Dhamma. Hasta samudaya sabbe Dhamma. Now you get in contact with the Kalyana Mitra, then you get into Kalyana Mitra Sevani and you start the phassa, that journey towards liberation. Or I get another Kalyan Mitra who is going to give me my, let's say, a drink, or he's going to tell me the other places where I can go. Oh, this place is so good, Vilas, I think you should go there. It's the icy mountain, and you should see. I'm telling you, before you die, there are 30 places in this world, or 100 places in this world before you die. You need to go to Auckland, and then you need to go to Wellington, then you have to go to Brisbane, then you have to go to this place, that place, America, Germany, Switzerland, all the countries, let's say. Now the mind is tortured to go there. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there. So, Manasikara Sambhava Sabbhe Dhamma Phassa Samudaya Sabbhe Dhamma. Now the Samudaya happened. Yam Kinchis Samudaya Dhammam Sabbam Tam Nirodha Dhammam. Now the Samudaya has happened through Phassa. Without any Phassa, there can't be any Samudaya. Phassa Samudaya Sabbhe Dhamma. Then Vedana samosarana sabbe dhamma. Samosarana is going around and around and around like that. Then samadhi pamukha sabbe dhamma. Then next one is sati adipataya sabbe dhamma. Sati is required. Even to go to uh, Sweden or Finland, Switzerland, this land, that land, whatever that land can be called as, there needs to be a sati. Otherwise, I can't go. I need to remember. When I come back, I have all the experience. I have collected it, and that collection and recollection and going over, pondering over, when we were gone there, it was such a nice, the train ride was good. That mountain looked so nice. I could stand there and take my first ever selfie in life. It was such an thrilling experience. And then I did a bungee jumping. I jumped into that river. From there, I came here, all that. That's what? Upadana. I'm anchoring upon that experience. So, Naveen, we both can reflect upon our Savasti experience, February, which is Upadana, right? To our stay in Rampur, what you had organized, and how we went to that Savasti, Jetavana, then what all did we do, and that VRI, all that is memory pile. There's nothing there except for memory. And the person who died on the spot, that what we saw while we were coming in the car, is a memory. Can you reproduce it? No, it's memory. But Vinyana can reproduce it back. You will exactly experience what you had experienced some time ago. So, 24th of February, when we went there, we can reflect upon all the past lives. Past life? That past life, right? How I landed into Lucknow airport and how I took the metro, how I landed in that place, and where did I meet Sachin and what all. Can't I now see it? Even though I'm sitting in Bangalore talking about this Dhamma, can't I go there? Yes, I can go there. When I go there, who is going there? Manasikara Sambhava Sabbedham. Right? So now you and I have gone. So you will immediately reflect. As soon as I start saying, Naveen, if you remember how we were driving and how we went there, that traffic jam, what we had, or that discussion, what we had with Sharma and all that. And then you say, yes, yes, yes. And your friend, and how that discussion went, and etc. Remember, that remembrance is sati. It can have michha sati, like what we are talking about. It can have samma sati. Samma sati will not give you, will cut that samosarana. Vedana samudaya. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, Naveen.
So remembrance about our past experience is a part of sati,
Yes,
and getting attachment to that remembrance or that instance is upadan. Is that so?
yes. Holding on to that.
Because if we are holding on to something, it is going to push us, force us to again, re-experience the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. So next time when we are in Shravasti, exactly doing the same thing, we would compare between that February experience and this experience as though both are true. And that's the madness, right? It's untrue. That experience is that experience, this experience, this experience. But I'll say, Naveen, you know what? when we were in February. That was a good time. It was chilled weather. Now it is hot weather. You had made arrangement in Rampur, and that place was good. We should have stayed further more days. We couldn't stay. Then the VRI thing we couldn't do. We were supposed to meditate from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or whatever we had planned, and your friend came and spoilt it. So blah blah blah. And then this time, I will say, Naveen, we shouldn't be doing all that what we did at that time. Now that is a upadan, right? Because I'm comparing between two things and thinking it is real. So Roop Upadana, okay, then Vedana Upadana, Sanya Upadana, Sankhara Upadana, and like that. So I created my own problem, which is dukkha. What it gives me, jati pi dukkha. Why? Am I not expecting to relive that experience? Jarapi dukkha. Am I not seeing that it is aged? Vyadhipi dukkha. Now I have to take the disease of holding it, both bodily and mentally. Okay. Maranampi dukkham. That is departed. That experience is departed, dead, gone. But still I want to live. Then I'll say, last time the road was good. Last time this was good. Last time that was good. Last time this time this is good. Last time that was not good. So now I either make this the best experience or the last time the best experience. Meaning arati is going to be there. Arati means dissatisfaction. So now lifelong dissatisfaction on anything you have because I didn't get what I want, which is the next one. Yam pichannalabati tampi dukkham. Piyehi vipayogo dukkho. Appiyehi sampayogo dukkho. Sankittena panchupadana khanda dukkha. So now you have penetrated the first noble truth. Again, you can become a sotapan with this much. Sakkayaditi is gone. Because now you know holding on to that experience is madness. That's how it is.
As a matter of fact, all through our life, we have been continuously holding on to a lot of experiences.
Yes. And we
That
think,
is how the life is normally lived.
yes, that's how our life is normally lived, and we would love to keep on living like that.
And hence, it's a continuous dukkha.
Yes, absolutely true.
And when we try to draw comparisons between two different experiences, I'm sure they will never be similar. There will always be a different experience. And hence, since we are not experiencing the same thing again, it's a part of dukkha.
No, you will not experience that is fair, that is khanda. But thinking, that is vitakka, vichara, pondering, and story making, that is papancha sanya, creates dukkha.
Could you please elucidate the same thing with an example?
Yeah, same one. Rampur, when we were staying. Okay.
Another one, maybe?
Take anything, no, in because I took this because we both have been together. Becomes easy to reflect because we both have the same experience. But
Indeed,
both
indeed.
of our experience will be different, but we can relate the experience. If I were to say something from something else, then it might not lead to that. So the thing is like this. What did I say? I totally forgot now.
No worries. It was about sharing the experience, maybe in some different perspective, which comes in handy for others also.
That is correct. I used something. In your in trying to make something else, it just vanished. It's again a dukkha. Okay, now taking on the other way of seeing it is that when I see an experience, when I have an experience, say I have an experience of that Rampur, what happens? There is Namarupa with Vijnana, which happens. And that experience is in Salaitana. So the story making starts. Why? Because that experience should have a story. So we both are going to come up with a story that how our Rampur, that place, BSF quarters where we stayed was. Okay. Now I will do phassa. There is a contact and there's a feeling. And because there is a feeling, there's a perception, which is the cause of upadana, basically. Feeling and perception is upadana. I hold on to that, right? See, going there is going there. It doesn't matter. Fine, no issues. This is just a khanda. You're supposed to go, you go. You finish your work and come back. See, like a surgeon who goes and opens up somebody's heart. Doesn't matter, male heart, female heart, it doesn't matter. Right? He goes, he cuts. It doesn't bother whether it's a big breast, small breast, if it is a woman. Doesn't matter whether it is a 38 size chest with good biceps, triceps, and all that man has worked out. He will take a scalpel, cut it, removes the whole thing, takes a machine and burns every what we can say chest bones, ribs. Then he cuts open and he will look at the heart and then the valves, and then he will remove that fat accumulation and he'll again stitch it back and he will close it. And that's it. Is there upadana there? No. Comes home. His family members ask, how was the operation? Now it goes into the memory lane. Becomes live. Coming from Vijnana, magician. This magician will bring back to life what was dead. Right. If he is just a surgeon, it's fine. No problem. But if he is a Puttujana, what happens? He will start to give story. You know what happened? A pretty girl of around 28 has this heart problem. Heart is a heart. Pretty or no pretty, doesn't matter. But he will add that phrase, pretty. She had such a pretty face. I was feeling sad that I had to cut her heart. That means he is becoming emotional. He's attaching emotions to it. So what happens? He is enjoying that girl in his mind. Even though he's cutting. Because there is upadana. That's the nearest example I can give you on a no upadana versus upadana. So if he's just a surgeon, he just does his duty and he says, yeah, nothing can be said about anyone, can be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever that is. If there is a blockage in the arteries, to cut it. Yeah, I feel sad that girl had to cut her at an young age. So there is no Kamaraga. When I put pretty girl, Kamaraga starts. It's enjoyment. The story has to be there. Now we create a story. That is Yam Vedeti Tam Sanjanati. Yam Sanjanati Tam Vitakketi. Yam Vitakketi Tam Papancheti. Now that story making machine starts. Papancha. We will proliferate, add it up, mix it, bring it together. So now I'll say, Naveen, our Rampur visit was good, except that your friend, we spoke for length, and that was not required. Then you say, yeah, Vilas, even I felt so. But next time you shouldn't call him. What next time? Which next time? So, Anagata. Atita, Anagata. Pachuppanna. Right now, I'm talking about your friend. Pachuppanna. Ajjatta Bahidda. Internal, I'm Vilas. External, your friend. Olarika Sukuma. Olarika. Hina Panita. He's Hina. I am Panita. I'm superior. He's inferior. Santike Dure. Dure is far away. Now this is my Papancha. This is when the Upadana is. So knowing this, if you drop it, Sakkayaditi is gone. Once gone, gone. There's no way. And that's the reason, Naveen, if you remember, when we sat in the car, I said there's no Savasti. There's no Jitvana. Why? We are imagining the Jitvana from the Sutta. But the Jitvana, what we are seeing, has got nothing to do with the Sutta. In fact, the ones what we went was built after Buddha. They have built Arame, they have made one room for Sariputta, one room for this person, that person, before Bhaktiyar Khilji came and destroyed everything. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Okay. Now what happens? Weren't we experiencing Savasti as in the Sutta? In fact, before I came, you were telling me that Vilas, you should experience that energy in that place and all that, right? That's the Upadana. Right? It is true. Yeah, go ahead.
Shall I understand? See, when I went to Shravasti for the first time, I had heard from a lot of people that that place is terrific, and the energy level will be different, and experience will be different. So I have heard so much about it. So shall I assume that it was a papancha of the chitta, which literally helped me to experience that, or
Yes.
prompted me to experience that?
If you had not experienced, you would have felt really bad.
Yeah, I mean, first time when I went at for the 10 days, I had a different experience altogether.
Right. But you couldn't reproduce that experience, right?
No, no, I could not. This time it did
Yes.
not happen to me. No,
Yes. Not even once. Now,
not even for a single second.
yes. So now what do you have to say then? That
Maybe,
maybe at that
yeah.
time it was good, now it is not good. So now you see the problem here is that aren't you in dukkha? You are. So the more you hold on to that experience, the more you are in dukkha. So how to cut Sakkaya Ditti is just take things as they come, not as they appear. Meaning, I'm supposed to fly to Lucknow. Fly to Lucknow. I'm supposed to wait for you. I'm waiting for you. I'm supposed to be sitting in the car, not your car, in the car. I'm sitting in the car. We are supposed to be interacting. We are interacting. We are supposed to be eating, talking. Only Dhamma. because that is what we wanted, right? So we are only talking Dhamma. Clear. Now, what happens if we three had died out of an accident? Since we are talking Dhamma, we would have established somewhere where Dhamma is there, because that's an experience, right? Because the consciousness job is to bring that experience what you want. So you are wanting a Yoniso Manasikar experience, so it gives you Yoniso Manasikar experience. You want Ayoniso Manasikar experience, it will give you Ayoniso Manasikar experience. And that's the reason Buddha says, Bhasaram idam chittam. Chitta doesn't have any impurity. It doesn't care. Yeah, Naveen, go ahead.
So let's say the way you said right now, it is all about Vijnana, which is going to help you with the experience, be it Yoniso Manasikara or Ayoniso Manasikara. Now, I want to know what is that one driving factor which is going to change Ioniso to Ioniso and vice versa.
Ayoniso will come when you start reflecting upon the reality. Through what? Through Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, all that. That is a Yoniso. Ayoniso is taking this body to be a whole. It's compact, Ghanasanya. In Pali, it is Ghanasanya. Ghana means, in Kannada, there is a word called Ghanate. Ghanate means something which is really there, meaning it's something valuable, a possession which you should have. Ghana in Sanskrit and Pali means something value. Sanya is perception. It's a valuable perception. It has some value. This body, even though made out of 5 elements, has some value. You can't say you are not valuable. You, in the sense, this body, or you, in the sense, my ideology. The only two things which will come, mind and body. Either you have to tell me, Vilas, you look handsome, like what Anusha was saying, that you don't look like a 50-year-old and you look like 40. What happens? I look as 40. You see, it's not the body is looking at 40. I am looking as 40. That's more important to me because that's a valuable, Ghanasanya. So I appreciate my body. I'll say, yeah, Anusha, you can see how my chest is and how my arms are and how my face is. I've maintained it so well. So if she gets that, she can 100% be sure this person is not even a Sotapanna. Forget about anything beyond that. Because there's an obsession. I might be intellectually good. I've learned the sutta, I've learned it in a very hard way, and it has come to me on my own and blah, blah, blah. But I have not penetrated into Dhamma. In whichever way you ask me, I should be able to penetrate. So that's not come. Only when she or you or anyone says that, Vilas, you look good. And then what happens? If I take it to be Eso Mama, that appreciation is to me. Me. Or Eso Mama Asmi. Eso Aham Asmi. This is belongs to me. This appreciation belongs to me. I have earned it. It's mine. That ego. And Eso Me. This is my, this whole self, this feeling of self is 5 khandhas. I can either say this is my rupa, then I can say this is my feeling, this how I can say this is my perception, this is my preparations, or this is my consciousness. This is my consciousness. This is I am conscious. I am able to cognize. You know how much I know. At that holding on, grasping to it, and saying that, you know what is the beautiful word about it? Says Pali word is very nice. Upadana. Dana is to give. It's upadana. Upa-adana. Don't give. Upa is near. Hold it so tight that if anybody says give it, no, I will not give it. Oh, sorry, it is mine. That's called upadana. Dana is to give, donate it. Okay, it's not mine. So basically, a Sakadagami is a person who has seen the hollowness for the very first time, voidness. So he has seen the, what I can say, he has got the Nibbida first thing, and because of that, Animitta happens. He no longer has to symbolize. This body, I don't have to now symbolize. This is Vilas. So there is no symbolization and there is no experiencer of it. It's removed. It's just an experience, not experiencer. There's no person to experience. There's just the experience, just awareness, pure awareness. That's it. Nothing more than that. That is sati, just awareness. In that awareness, everything is there, not mine. There. Now, it takes me to the next one called as appanihita. Nihita is feeling desirable. Appanihita is desirelessness, nothing to desire for. All your desires are fulfilled. There's nothing more to desire. What is there to desire? Because it's Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Akasa, Vinyana, Chadatu. Or Chakku, Chakkayatana, Sotayatana, Ghanayatana, Jivayatana, Manoayatana, like that. Or Chakku Sampasitsa Vedana, Sota Sampajasa Vedana, Ghana Sampajasa Vedana, like that. Or Chakku Vinyana, Sota Vinyana, Ghana Vinyana, Jivha Vinyana, like that. In whichever way you take, I feel, that's all it is. Then there is relief. And there is relief. You will find Shunyata. The Rupa Upadhana is Rupa Khanda. Vedana Upadana is Vedana Khanda. Sanya Upadana is Sanya Khanda. There is Sanya, absolutely. There is Rupa, absolutely. But not in an absolute realistic sense to make it as mine. The Sakadagami has seen this. And there is no possession. There's nothing to possess. But still Abhijja is there. Vyapada is there, but lesser. Now using the same 5 khandas, he practices, through which he has become Sakadagami. If he practices still more, then that asava, kamasava is removed. With the ending of that asava, which makes him experience forever Animitta, Appinihita, Shunyata. Then he is an Anagami. Because of that, there is no clinging to anything in this world. So without clinging to anything in this world, you can't get a womb entry. And hence he has cut the womb entry forever. Because there should be something to cling on to, something. Either you have to cling on to Patavi, you have to cling on to Vapo, you have to cling on to Tejo, cling on to Vayu, cling on to Akasa, cling on to Vinyana, cling on to this, that, or whatever you want to call. Nothing to cling on to. So he's forever released from the bondage of the Mara, which is Chakku Vinyana, Sota Vinyana, Ghana, Jivha, Kaya, Mano are going behind the object, Now there is no object, so abhi-ichha is not there. Abhi-ichha is excessive desire that come, come, come. Now there's no vyapada. Now these are the two fuel, which is raga and dvesha, required to create moha. Now this person, except for the rupa raga, arupa raga, he doesn't have any other raga. That is kama raga is not there. So this person can get into jhana. Need not be closed eyes, even with open eyes. Like in the airport, after you left me, I was just sitting and enjoying. I didn't feel it's going to get late. I didn't feel I'm going early. I called up my wife also. I said, now I'm in airport, blah, blah. Then we spoke about. Even when I was Sri Lanka, my friend dropped me at the airport. We had more than almost 4 hours. Didn't feel anything. Even in the flight, didn't feel anything. After getting down flight, the car, from the car to the home, didn't feel, this is no story making. She just asked me, how was your Sri Lanka experience? And I told her all that I did. Then I had learned some Sri Lankan food at his home, and I told my wife, we need to prepare this. This is good. Whenever we don't have things to make, you can make it through this. So some sambal or whatever that is, that I liked it in their home. And then some rice thing they make. So I said, yeah, this is good thing. This is fully filling. So basically, we don't have to spend much time in kitchen. We make only these sufficient. So that's it. So there's no upadan. Now it's more than a month of. Yeah, it's more than a month. This 15th turned out to be a month of coming from Sri Lanka. Nothing. There's nothing like every day I remember today I used to do this. Today is Saturday. I left on Saturday, and this happened and that happened, and nothing like that. So that reflection all the time like this is samosarana. Vedana samosarana sabbe dhamma. When the Vedana samosarana happens, you need samadhi to experience it. So hence, samadhi pamukha sabbe dhamma. And once there is samadhi, sata adipateya sabbe dhamma. Because it has to remember and reflect back and again and back and again. I can give you, I suppose these examples are sufficient. So today's topic will be 5 khandas. We are already at 9:30. Okay. All right. Shall we end, or do you want to discuss something else?
Well, that should be all from my side.
Shreyas, you have something, anything? Anusha, you have anything?
No, 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 nothing from my end either.